Tell me if this sounds familiar to you. You've got a big test coming up, or you've got a paper that's due, a project that's due at work. Um, you've got documents that need to be sent in. You really need to get the house cleaned. You got to make an important phone call. Um, Lots of things that need to be done, and we tend to find different ways to do it. I go to my phone sometimes and I'm ready to do research for a video like this one, and then you get that ding. Oh, you got an email, you got a message, somebody liked a comment or made a comment on one of your YouTube or Facebook posts, and the next thing you know, you're down a rabbit hole and the task never gets done. There's a word for that, and it's procrastination. I don't know that a lot of us like to be considered procrastinators, or we even really consider ourselves to be procrastinators. And if we do it in kind of a joking way. But the truth of the matter is, procrastination happens to all of us, and that's what today's video is about. So, why do we procrastinate? And I'll go over some of the main reasons why we do, and then what can we do about it so that we can avoid procrastinating, because I'd sure have a lot more time in my day and my life if I just did things when they need to be done. I don't know about you. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we do that, don't procrastinate. You like how I did that? Hit like, subscribe, and share this video. You're going to help me out so much. I am working towards uploading 100 videos. That's my first goal, and to get my first 100 subscribers. So I'm well on my way. You guys are helping a lot, but if you'll share my content, share my videos, and my channel with your friends, and just make sure you go in and you leave a comment or you like. That way YouTube knows that you're paying attention, and they'll put me out to more folks who this content can resonate with. So that all being said, thank you for your support. Thank you for your subscriptions and your likes and all of those sorts of things. And now let's get back to the important part. Let's quit procrastinating and get on with the story about procrastination. So why do we procrastinate? There are a lot of reasons, and what we may think is really not one of the biggest. It's not a lazy task. It's a lot of the times it's a lack of clarity. We're not really sure why we're doing what we're doing. Sometimes it's the lack of desire to do something that's uncomfortable, because of a self-confidence issue. I know that I am right now finishing my taking my certification exam for my nutrition coaching, for my nutritionist license, and I have done all the studying. I paid for the course. All I have to do now is take the certification, and I have found reason after reason not to do it. Well, I need to be doing a video. I need to be researching a project. I need to be doing a task. But the thing of the matter is, it's an hour and a half. I do 3 practice tests, and then I go in and do the final test. And I so far have done 2 of the practice tests in the past couple of days. I've got 1 more, and then I'll do my final, and I actually get 3 attempts. So there's really no reason for me to be nervous about it. I've got the material, it's open book, but I still just kind of keep trying to put it off. I'm looking at my notes right here, and it talks about how procrastination is closely related to rumination, or becoming fixated on unclear thoughts. So if we become fixated on negative thoughts, I'm going to fail that test, I'm not going to have time to take care of things, that is rumination. And it can cause us to procrastinate. It can cause us to put off. It's much easier and much more safe for me to go check my Facebook, for me to go check my email. I don't have to put myself out there. So that actually leads to the last reason why I have on my list for procrastinating, which is there are just so many things that we can focus on. Too many focuses. We tend to let go of the big things, which it seems counterintuitive, but we like that quick shot of dopamine that comes from completing a task. Our brains like to go for the easier because we do get a result, or to get a much faster result. We still get a result when we complete a task, and in fact, we get this really huge relief from completing that task, that, getting all these simple little things done, all the likes, all the comments, all the things that we want and we appreciate. But to complete that big task, that's a big, huge shot of dopamine. But to get there, it's also very frightening. And it is a trauma response because we always want to be right. All of those of us that are the perfectionists and the people pleasers, we don't want to fail, and we're really afraid of hearing "I told you so." So what can we do to fight procrastination? So here are a few things we can do. First of all, we can set up rewards for ourselves. I say to myself, an hour and a half of my study time on my certification. Then I get to give myself 30 minutes of relaxation time. I get to watch a funny video. I get to read a cute article. I get to just, kind of get up and spend some time with myself away from the computer. Set deadlines. It does set a sense of urgency. However, this one kind of makes me hesitate for a moment, because I think one of the biggest reasons why we tend to procrastinate is we don't like deadlines. Deadlines make us nervous until we have no other choice. And then we give ourselves the old, "Oh, I work better under pressure." That's nonsense. Nobody works better under pressure. We just tell ourselves that. But what we can do is we can break that bigger task into smaller, easier tasks. I could say, I've got 3 practice tests before I take the final, and they're an hour and a half, and I'm going to do them today, and I'm going to be ready, and then I'm going to finish my test this evening. By the end of the day, I'm going to be exhausted. I'm not going to put my whole into it, and I'm not going to do as well as I could, and I'm going to give myself that self-fulfilling prophecy of I didn't complete it. I either didn't complete it with a grade that's satisfactory to me, perfectionist, or I failed it, which means I got to do it again, which is really a big problem. So break it into smaller pieces, reward yourself after each task that you complete, and it'll make it much more pleasant to do it the next time. Eliminate your distractions. If you get distracted every time the phone dings with you've got a Facebook message, or somebody liked your video on YouTube, or a new email has come into you, turn those off. Your phone has a button that's called Do Not Disturb, or an easier one, you flip the sucker over. Sorry, I just hit the table. You flip the phone over, you set it to the side, you ignore it while you're focusing on your task. There is nothing coming on that line that is so important that it can't wait for just a little while. I know we all live with our cell phones these days and we can't hardly live without them, but we did for a long time. We used to be able to go out into public for hours and not know who called until we got home and listened to our voicemails. Um, or our answering machines. That was fun. I remember doing really funny messages on my answering machine, but I digress. So eliminate that distraction. Focus on your task and then go check your emails afterwards or your messages, and you'll be able to finish up on, or you'll be able to follow up on them at that time. Um, Prioritizing, that's going to help you feel less overwhelmed as well. So if there's something that really does need to be done before you do that task, do it, because if not, it's going to take over your mindset, and you're not going to be able to focus on what you're doing. So don't try to get through with the task so that you can get on to that next important thing. Take care of it so you're not overwhelmed. If you've got, a bill that needs to be paid, or you're so hungry and you really need to eat lunch, nourish your body. Take the 30 minutes or so, go get something to eat. Make sure you got your protein in there. Do some carbs for the brain. Don't do too many so you get too lethargic, but make sure you have your energy in there when you go to do a task. It's going to take some time, especially when you've been procrastinating on. Because if you've been procrastinating on it, you've found other reasons to avoid it, and that's going to be just one more reason. Don't get too focused on the other task. That's the biggie too. And before you can fix anything, I'm going to show you right here on my list, guys. Admit you are procrastinating. You got to figure out that's what you're doing. Admit it. It's okay. A lot of us do it. A lot more of us do it than we probably want to admit. But we can work together. We can help motivate each other. If you know you're procrastinating and you need somebody to say, hey, just do it. Just start. Because usually that's the hardest part. Just start. Because once you start, you'll usually finish. But if you don't start it, it won't happen. Whether that's exercise, writing a paper, doing a test, doing a project, if you put it off till tomorrow, it's not going to get started, and it's just going to be that much more stress in your life. So just start it, and you know what? See it through. See it through to the end, and then tackle the next task, either later that day or the next day. And the more you do it, procrastination is just like anything. The more you do it, the better you get, or not procrastinating, I should say. It's just like any good habit. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So, all that being said, I'm going to end this video now. I hope this helps you guys out so much, because procrastination is something that I have struggled with, like I said, for most of my life, and and it does have to do with self-confidence and issues of fear and anxiety, but we're stronger than that. We've already established that, and we're gonna motivate. We're gonna keep going, and we're gonna make it to the end. So until the next time, guys, remember, leave me a comment, like and subscribe to this video. I do offer one-on-one coaching and wellness sessions, and I'm working on it's actually published. It's a Shopify store that's just got some apparel in it. A lot of it I'm trying to tie it to wellness and fitness, but I've also got some stuff that's just like Halloweeny, fall, just for fun. And you know what? That does fit into my happy, healthy life, because fun is important. Good sweatshirts and that sort of thing. So that's something else I'm starting up, and it's a lot of fun. So if you don't follow me over on Facebook and Instagram, follow me at either Venus and Brown or Happy Healthy Life 75. And I will make sure those links are in the description. And until next time, namaste and much love.